Let me ask you something personal. Think about the football club you grew up watching. The one your grandfather talked about. The one whose scarf hung on your bedroom wall. The one whose results could genuinely ruin your Monday morning. Now imagine watching that club slowly get strangled. Not by a rival on the pitch, but by a regulatory system that was supposed to protect it. That is exactly what financial fair play has become. When UEFA introduced FFP back in 2011, the idea genuinely made sense. Stop billionaire owners from artificially inflating their squads with unlimited outside money. Force clubs to live within their means. Create a level playing field where football is decided by the game itself, not by the size of someone's personal fortune. Beautiful in theory. Romantic even. The kind of rule that makes you nod and think, yes, this is how football should work. But somewhere between the boardrooms and the rulebooks, something went very wrong. Look at what has actually happened. Everton, one of the oldest and most historically significant clubs in English football, a club with over a century of tradition and one of the most loyal fan bases in the country, received a 10-point deduction for financial breaches. Not fraud, not match fixing. Financial breaches. Nottingham Forest, a club that has literally won the European Cup, faced similar punishment. These are not reckless new money clubs trying to buy glory overnight. These are institutions of the game, communities built over generations, clubs that represent working-class cities and working-class people. And then there is Lyon, one of the proudest clubs in French football history, being pushed toward provisional relegation because of a debt model that the system spectacularly failed to regulate in time or handle with any sense of proportionality. A club that developed some of the greatest players in the world, that represented France in European competition for years, now facing existential consequences while the people responsible for the financial decisions walk away largely untouched. Meanwhile, let us talk about Manchester City. Over 115 separate financial charges. 115. Charges spanning more than a decade of alleged rule-breaking, covering everything from financial fair play violations to failures to provide accurate financial information. And where are they in the Premier League table? Right at the top. Competing for titles. Flying their players to away games in private jets. Paying wages that most clubs cannot even dream of matching. Their legal team is reportedly so large and so expensive that the case has been dragging through the judicial system for years with no resolution in sight. City fans will tell you their club is innocent until proven otherwise, and that is fair enough as a legal principle. But the contrast in how swiftly the system moves against Everton versus how slowly it moves against City is impossible to ignore. You cannot pretend that is a coincidence. This is the broken heart of the FFP problem. The rules are real, but they are not applied equally. Smaller clubs, historic clubs, clubs without the resources to fight back through expensive legal teams and lobbying, get punished fast and hard. Big clubs with global commercial power and armies of lawyers get to drag proceedings out for so long that accountability becomes almost theoretical. And even setting aside enforcement, the structural design of FFP itself has become a trap for ambition. The rules essentially tell clubs that they must grow organically, that they cannot spend beyond what they already earn. Which sounds fair, until you realize that the clubs at the top already earn vastly more than everyone else because of their historical dominance, their massive global fan bases, their Champions League revenue, and their commercial deals. FFP does not create a level playing field. It freezes the existing hierarchy in place and calls it fairness. The rich stay rich. The ambitious stay frustrated. And the gap between the elite and everyone else widens every single year. Think about what football used to feel like. Nottingham Forest winning back-to-back European Cups under Brian Clough, Ipswich Town lifting the UEFA Cup, Leicester City becoming Premier League champions. These are the stories that made football magical, the stories of clubs punching above their weight, of genuine David versus Goliath moments that reminded you why you fell in love with this sport in the first place. FFP, in its current form, makes those stories nearly impossible. You cannot build a Leicester City miracle in today's financial landscape without risking a points deduction. You cannot invest in your squad without a finance department that rivals some small countries. The laboratory doors have been locked from the inside, and only the people already in the room get to stay. Football has always been about passion, identity, and belonging. It has always been about the underdog dream, the idea that on any given Saturday, anything can happen. Financial fair play, as it currently operates, is systematically dismantling that dream. It protects monopolies, punishes tradition, and moves at whatever speed is most convenient for whoever has the most expensive lawyers. If you believe that real football belongs to the fans and not just to the shareholders, subscribe right now and let us know in the comments. Is FFP genuinely protecting the game, or is it slowly killing everything that made football worth watching in the first place? Stay with us. The conversation is just getting started.